Hi everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about how to play middle game. In my last video, I showed how to play the opening, but middle game is also important because even if you have an advantage in the opening, it's meaningless unless you hold that lead. So, how should you play middle game? In this video, I showed how in the middle game being consistent is very important, and a sudden change of the plan is never successful. So I'm gonna talk about this thing more specifically. Alright, so four main ideas in middle game. So there are four main ideas in middle game. The first one is king safety. So basically, the safer your king is, the more winning you are. And the second one is material balance. So basically, the more material you have, the more winning you are. And third one is peace activity. So for example, when your rook has more space to move than your opponent, maybe that rook is more active than your opponent, so you're likely to have an advantage. And lastly, turn. So it's important to not to escape and give your opponent turn. So you should think about how should you not give your opponent turn and keep my turn. And especially, like I said in the opening, I want you to think about king safety the most. Alright, let's take a look at specific example. So let's see how should you move or how should you play in the middle game. This is when I dropped my knight here. So it's basically attacking this bishop. So bishop has to move somewhere. And in the real game, he played bishop to 6-2, but it was not actually a good move. And actually, it was a losing move, and I won in a few moves. So what I did was dragon to a2. Again, continue attacking bishop. Following the concept of not giving turn, and he dropped lance, but I kept attacking. So in this position, my king is safely castled. So I decided to attack and sacrifice my dragon. Dragon takes 6-2. So it follows the first concept, which is king safety. And yeah, so I continued to attack by dropping bishop and promoting. And he dropped the rook. He also dropped the rook, but knight jumped 4-4. The attack is faster than the opponent. And even if he moves talking, I drop gold. And even if he takes, I can simply take back. And yeah, this is a disaster. So he moved gold, but then I took his silver. And in this moment, he resigned. So if he takes my gold, it's not threat mate, so I just take his gold, and it's a threat mate by like dropping silver next. And even if he takes my gold, I can either move my king or just take this and I will win. So he has to take my gold, but then dropping silver here and dropping gold, but then takes, and again dropping silver. And since he has silver now, the only way is dropping silver here, but then takes, and talking takes, but then drop gold here. And it's like a hishi. So he cannot prevent like either go takes 2-1 and go takes 2-2. And they're both threat mates. So again, he has to take my silver, but then either escape or just take, and I winning in this position. So that's why he resigned in this position and I won. So basically in this game I followed the first concept, which is taking turn, and the first concept, which is king safety, and I won. And especially king safety is very important, and I want you to think about how should you continue attack when your king is safe. So the key word is aggressiveness. So that's how should you play Middlegame. Alright, let's take a look at another example. In this video, I showed how I played the opening and end game in this game. So if you haven't watched it yet, please watch it. So in this position, I took his lance and promoted my bishop, and he moved silver to 2-2. And again, following the first concept, which is taking turn, I decided not to escape my horse, and so you may be surprised, but I took his knight, not silver, and this was a very good move, and I already have an advantage. He has no choice but take this, but I dropped knight here. So again, I follow the first concept, which is king safety. So when my king is safer than the opponent, I think about how I should continue an attack. So that's why I took his knight and dropped here. And in the real game, he played Rook promotes, and simply I took his gold, and in this position he dropped bishop here, but it was actually a losing move, and he should have dropped bishop here, threatening like dropping silver next. In the real game, he played bishop to 6-4, but then I dropped gold first and then pushed pawn. And this was actually a very good move. And the reason is I wasn't able to use my rook in the opening and middle game, but finally my rook is protecting these squares, so even if he takes it, he cannot drop the knight next. So this follows the second rule, the third rule, the third concept in the middle game, which is piece activity. And in this position, I clearly have an advantage, and he in the real game he took it, but I pushed pawn. So basically, if he ignores it, he can simply take this. So he took it, but then lance takes, and he resigned. The only thing he could do was drop pawn here, but then silver drop, king escape, and launch drop, and checkmate. So yeah, in this position, basically what I did was following the first concept, which is taking turn by taking this knight, not escaping, and drop knight, following the first concept in the middle game, which is king safety. And again, the keyword is aggressiveness. So think about how you can continue attacking by taking advantage of king safety. And I also use the concept of third one, which is piece activity, by pushing pawn and protecting these squares. So yeah, that's how I played. And these concepts will definitely lead you win. Alright, so in conclusion, there are 4 concepts or main ideas in the middle game: king safety, material balance, piece activity, and turn. And especially I want you to think about the king safety, and the keyword is aggressiveness. So how can you attack? Like, how can you continue to attack by using king safety? Alright, that's it for today. I will really appreciate if you click like, subscribe, and give me some feedbacks in the comment below. Thanks for watching and see you again.